Hi, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Kazan Academy. I'm Deanna, and in continuing our theme about taking your kids to museums or different activities, particularly with the holidays coming up, I thought over the next few days I would give you some different types of specific activities you can use in these different places. Today I want to focus on historic museums and historic sites. And in the description below, we're going to have a link to our webpage where we provide some downloads for you to use with your kids when you go to these places. So make sure you check that out as well. The first thing you can do is a scavenger hunt, and these are so much fun for kids of all ages, even adults. And you can do a little research about the place that you're going to. You can go online. A lot of times they'll have overviews and even some of the pictures from their different exhibits, whether it's a traveling exhibit or a permanent exhibit. And so you can create a customized scavenger hunt. We will provide you with one that you can use, and it will have just some more kind of generic things, like for the historic site, what time period does this cover? Find something about the person who lived here or who worked here. But the scavenger hunt can be really engaging, and it's always fun for kids. For the scavenger hunt, also, if you have kids that are a little bit competitive, you can offer a prize. This is always fun if you have a big family group together. Say you have cousins and different people, you can have different prizes for different levels, or even create different scavenger hunts for different age groups. And it just makes it really fun. Now, you'll also have to put down some ground rules, like no running through museums, and try to stick together. But it's just a way to have them interact with the space that they're in. Another thing is to have them list 5 things that they would have to know in order to live there or work there. For instance, if you're visiting one of the presidential homes like Mount Vernon, you might want to ask them, what skills would you need to have to live back in this time period that you don't necessarily have today because of our modern conveniences? And have them really think about it and then list 5 different things that they would have to learn in order to survive. And even if you're at a historic museum, for instance, if you're visiting a particular town and they have their county historic museum, you can engage in that same activity. A lot of times they'll have a living history part where they'll have like a recreation of a blacksmith shop, or they'll have tools that were used. And this is a really fun activity, and it gets them to think a little outside of the box while they're in that space. Number 3, for things to do at a historic museum or a historic site, is to have them write down things that they've learned. And this can be from the docents that are around, or if they have people walking around in costume and they can ask them questions, maybe interview them. And so this lets them really think about what they're learning and then to take notes. Just as an aside, when you're visiting a museum, you always want to just have pencils to write with, particularly art museums and indoor museums, historical museums, natural history museums. So always have them with a notebook and a pencil, not a pen. And that is just because if the pencil happens to fly across the room and touch an object, the pencil can be removed, the ink cannot. And that's why we do that. So make sure you have a pencil and a tablet or a clipboard, and you are prepared to go. For writing down things that they've learned, you can also make this into a friendly competition. And at the end of the day, you can have everybody share. You can give somebody a prize for the most creative, or the person who wrote down the most things that they learned, the most interesting, those types of things. And anytime that you have a prize, and it doesn't have to be a lot, it can be just something really small, something you get at the dollar store, or you can make them choose what you're going to have for dinner, something like that. It doesn't have to be worth a lot of money. It doesn't have to be candy or anything like that. So you can be creative in these prizes as well. The 4th item on our checklist is to have them discover why this is important. You can do a little research on the website yourself, and then it can be a little bit of a mystery. You can ask them, okay, so this is a historic fort. Why is this preserved? What happened here? Why is it so important? Why do we care? Why are we visiting it? And have them have to answer this as sort of a mystery or answer these questions. And that's a really good way to engage them. And they're going to be looking and scouting for things throughout the day to answer this question. Again, you can make it a competition and you can give awards or prizes, however you want to do that, to the person that has the best answer, the most creative answer, etc. And the fifth and final thing on our historic museum and historic site checklist is the who, what, when, where, why. Have them answer each of these questions. You can list it on a sheet of paper, give them a clipboard and a pencil, and they can fill this out. And again, you can make it a friendly competition if there are several kids with you, and it could be really fun and engaging. The who may be interesting, there may be more than one who, and so you can help them out if you've done research in advance and really specify, who were they fighting or who was living here first, those types of questions. And so these are just a few tips to get your kids really engaged, whether they're young and just starting in school or they're even high school and college age. Everybody likes a challenge, and so these are kind of fun challenges to get everybody involved in visiting this, and they're going to learn something while they're on vacation. If you're enjoying our videos, please like them, share them with your friends, subscribe to our channel. We have links to our other social media in the description below, and don't forget to check out that website where we're giving you some of these resources that you can use. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.